She came back barefoot, her shoes full of white dust and her hands scraped raw. She didn't remember how she got there, or why the drone was gone. All she could say was this: the ground had changed shape, and the shape had spoken. Lucia Ortega was a freelance geodata analyst based in Valparaiso. She was methodical, private, and known for mapping ancient topographies using drone LiDAR. Her project in 2022 was simple: scan erosion patterns in the northern Atacama Desert, Zone 53, a flat, uninhabited stretch of land with no road access and no official designation on Chilean land registries. The only clue that it had ever mattered was a rusted fence post half buried in salt. She flew out on March 20th. She didn't return any of her professor's messages. Then, just after noon on the 22nd, she was seen walking down the side of Route B385, silent, sunburned, clutching a half-melted flash drive in her hand. The footage was gone. The drive had burned from the inside. What remained was a single, corrupted frame. A square. Black lines carved into the desert floor. Not etched, not dug, but displaced, as if something had rearranged the top layer with surgical precision. The square was over 500 meters wide. Inside it, tiny markings clustered into a spiral. When the image was run through a binarization filter, the markings translated to one word: UNSENT. For 11 years in a row, every March, formations had appeared in that same region. Always at night, always erased by sunrise. From the ground, they were invisible. But satellites caught glimpses: a grid one year, an 8-point star the next, a long chain of overlapping triangles in 2018. No tire tracks, no footprints, no human presence. The Chilean government never commented. There were no official investigations, no photographs in newspapers. But in academic circles, the phenomenon had a nickname: El Eco Muerto, the dead echo. A technician at the European Southern Observatory once caught part of one of the patterns in a calibration scan. He reported it internally. Within a month, he was reassigned to a climate research station in Germany. His access to the original data was revoked. When asked why, the supervisor simply replied, "It was incomplete. Something saturated the signal." Another observatory employee had a different experience. He'd been studying tectonic micro-movements along the fault line and noticed strange pulses in his seismic data, brief, uniform vibrations with no seismic source. The pulses only occurred in March, and only in Zone 53. He tried to trace them. The signal moved, or more accurately, it shifted. Then there was the Canadian, a hobbyist radio tech who traveled through Chile with an antenna rig in his backpack and a journal full of static. He camped alone in the salt flats near San Pedro de Atacama and caught something unusual on shortwave: low pulses, evenly spaced. Then a voice, software female, whispering what sounded like coordinates. But when he decoded them, they weren't locations. They were time codes. Each one matched the exact moment a pattern had appeared in previous years. When he uploaded the clip, it was flagged within 24 hours and removed. His account was suspended, but copies survived. One physicist in Argentina who studied the pulses said the formations weren't a message. "They're not telling us anything," he said. "They're locating us. This isn't communication. It's calibration." Lucia refused to speak publicly after her return. She resumed her research, but stopped using drones. She disconnected her GPS tools. She wouldn't step foot in the desert again. But 6 months later, a post appeared on a forum for abandoned data formats. It was from a user called U5NT. The post included a 12-second audio clip, a low hum, then a soft voice. "It was never about messages," the voice said. "It was always about space." Then silence. Then a final phrase: "The sand just listens better." The account was deleted 4 hours later. One user downloaded the clip and analyzed the spectrogram. Hidden beneath the voice, embedded in the frequency wave, were more coordinates. They pointed to a location 200 kilometers east of Zone 53, an abandoned military testing site officially decommissioned in 1981. And beneath those coordinates, when cross-referenced with an old infrared topography map, there was a faint spiral, fainter than the others, almost erased, but not entirely. The next March, it came back, and it was larger. No one knows who or what is sending the signal, only that it's still unsent and still listening.